Any marriage the church disapproves of involves anything not performed within the temple. And this involves polygamous marriages that they want restored, child bride marriages that they want restored. They do not allow divorces. And so LGBTQ, IAPO+, they do not accept those either. They do not accept other religions' marriages. They do not accept any civil marriages. They do not accept women who've been raped. As we've seen from BYU, the church punishes the victim of rape as well, and claims that it was a violation of church policy for the school, that she violated the rules and guidelines to justify punishing her as a victim of rape. And all of these are marriages that the church disapproves of. So my having been divorced and my sealing canceled, I am not approved. And so with the respect for marriage clause that the church put in, I would be denied services in Utah. I would be banished from Utah. I would not be allowed in here. And the rest of you likewise will have something that will ban you from Utah as well. This is the danger that the church is posing here. And as the church only approves of temple marriages, the only way to have a temple marriage is for you to pay up with tithing, full 10% of all your income. And that's a protection racket. And any other marriage which is not through the church, through the payment of tithing, is not accepted. Travis went good soul. After the video yesterday, I slept for 24 hours with a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. I got slammed with the sickness. But that's the problem of a public shelter. You're subjected to all kinds of suffering. So, there's some updates for you on the Respect for Marriage Act. You guys know that the Senate had voted for it, and it was expected to pass on the 18th, Friday, to go all the way to the president for his signature. But Schumer had made a comment late that night, saying that a final vote by the Senate won't be performed until after Thanksgiving. And so despite the rush to get it through, it was stopped. And what was added to this, and why it needed to go back to the House, was this little clause: no church can face a civil lawsuit or other legal action for refusing to provide any service or access to its facilities for any marriage it opposes. Now I'm going to put in other wording here for you. No church can face a civil lawsuit or other legal action for refusing to provide any service or access to its facilities for any free speech it opposes, or for any other religion it opposes, for any petition for redress of grievance it opposes, for any press it opposes. See where we're going with this? This allows religion to be independent of the law. This is a horrible clause. And who's responsible for putting it in here? Yeah, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, through Mitt Romney. That's why the church came out and said, we now approve of this bill. And the press was deceived, because the press was thinking that the church approves of respect for LGBTQ marriages. God, you guys are so dumb. You know the church are bigots. You know that the church only approves marriages that are performed within their temples. No other religion is approved. Or no other marriage is approved. No other religion, yeah. And so, yeah. And so what marriages are approved? Well, right now it's one man, one woman, because polygamy has been banned. Yet it's strange that the church isn't practicing polygamy like the other branch-offs from Brigham Young. They're practicing polygamy, so why didn't Heber J. Grant practice polygamy? His church is a branch-off. He's not a linear succession from John Taylor, because the United States shut down the church. It ceased to exist on the face of the earth. And so in 1920, the Council of Friends, as I checked for you in the other video I did, they chose to have the Council of Friends as their name. And they were all about polygamy, because they were upset that Wilford Woodruff didn't carry on the fight against the United States. Wilford Woodruff claimed to be the true successor, merely because he was the president of the 12. When the church ceased to exist. And so in 1923, Heber J. Grant finally reincorporated. And because the Council of Friends took that title, he used the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so if you're thinking that this church is the true church, you deceive yourself. If you think Joseph Smith is to blame for this church, you're deceiving yourself. Because Brigham Young was a branch off from Joseph Smith. He was not the true successor. You've been duped by Brigham Young. Because there is a whole lot of branch offs from Joseph. There is no true succession from Joseph. And everybody interprets him differently. As I've been doing the videos explaining to you how, and I even did the video where I showed that the church historians for the Joseph Smith papers found his actual handwriting for a monogamous marriage. And apparently nobody cares about the truth. Everybody seems to only care if there's some kind of controversy. But the church in and of itself is controversial. I should be getting billions of views every day. Yet nonetheless. So, what happened on Thursday, after I had submitted my filing warning to the federal investigators in my counterclaim for the eviction, that the church was behind this, and that they have no intention of giving LGBTQ their rights. There was a news, Utah News. On Thursday, the Department of Justice replaced Utah's U.S. Attorney General. And ABC4 News Utah focused on, the first woman to be appointed to that position. Oh, yay, isn't that great? See, they're not making the connection with the bigger picture of what's going on, of the Respect for Marriage Act, with my filing. They're not putting the pieces of the puzzle together. They're not doing investigative research. They're reporting what they're told to read. And so, Trina A. Higgins. I need to find out. Should have done this earlier, but I was sick. So I'm like way behind now. Okay, so this is interesting. She was tapped. That's the wrong word to use, guys. Salt Lake Tribune, dear God. So it was Wednesday morning when President Biden had her become, and then she was approved in the Senate. Okay. So that would have had to have done with my complaints that Mormons cannot be involved in this case. They must recuse themselves. So, Marissa Higgins, Utah billionaire writes brutally honest letter to President of Mormon Church about why he's leaving. Image of Marissa Higgins, author. No, that's what's his name? Trina Higgins. Here we go. KSL TV. LDS church members sustain President Nelson in solemn assembly. Why is her name appearing here? This was back in 2018. Is it one of the side issues? It's going to piss me off if that's the case. God, so much advertising that just interferes with me just trying to simply read the article. And all these advertisements, they are not encouraging me to want to click on them and purchase from these companies. In fact, it's quite the contrary. I want nothing to do with these companies, and I wish they would burn in hell, because they're interfering with what I'm wanting to do. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. So it's an extra article that is not even here. Trina Higgins, Deseret News. So apparently, a family member died of hers, and it's reported in the Deseret News in 1998. Linda Ann Higgins, February 16th, 1998. Our loving wife, mother, grandmother, daughter, sister, and friend died at 53 years of age. Oh man. She married Kim Higgins, January 15th, 1971. Member of the church, LDS Church. And Trina Higgins. Yep, there she is. She's one of the children. Yeah, she's the youngest of the children. Bobby Lynn, Van Wynen, Wade, Jennifer, Terry, Canaday, Carrie, Harper, and Trina Higgins. So she's Mormon. So again, a Mormon is being placed in charge of. She has to recuse herself. So I'm gonna have to. Probably should have. I mean, what part of compromise does the government not understand? Because she herself has been sex trafficked by the church. She herself has been human trafficked by the church. She herself is part of the protection racket. And if she served a mission, she was part of the pyramid scheme. And I remember there was a couple in a ward that I was in prior to this incarceration who were had joined a pyramid scam, and they were trying to get one of the neighbors to participate in it, and he called me and said, "This sounds like a protection racket," and so I came to listen to them as well. And yeah, it's a protection racket. And so I reported it to the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, and the owner of the company was in denial that it's a pyramid scam, because he says, "I sell stuff." That doesn't matter if you have anything for sale. If you are using people as commodities, it's a pyramid scam. It's just, and I understand, because the church is a pyramid scam, and so Mormons don't see it as a crime. They get fooled by the church. But yeah. So apparently Trina's appointment is separate from my filing on Wednesday, as my filing resulted in stopping the final vote for the act, the final signature and approval. But yeah, this is how you do research, guys. For church history, for scriptures, you have your different papers, you have the names, the events, the places, the dates. so that you can get things in order, rather than me forcing everything to be about what I'd done. I had to get the information correct. So, I'm still dead. I want to just sleep my life away, and I can't. I'm in too much pain. It hurts to lie down. It hurts to get up. It hurts to move. I'm hurting. And so, yeah. But we all know about the Kingdom of Deseret. And again, put the names, places, events, dates in order. Days of 47. Brigham Young, sex traffics, human traffics, the Mormons to Utah, to the Utah Valley. It wasn't called Utah, it was Mexico territory. He established his Kingdom of Deseret. Kingdom, not state. It was not the United States. He fled the country. It was his kingdom. They called it the Kingdom of Zion. This is what the church wants restored. And so in 1848, Mexico secedes the territory to the United States, and it becomes United States territory. And this is when Utah comes up, so Utah territory. And it includes a larger portion of land than just what's now the state of Utah. And so in the 1849, Brigham Young incorporates the Perpetual Immigration Fund, in which he human traffics the converts from Europe who believe that the church is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and so they only know to come to Brigham Young. And he forces them to pay off the debt for getting them here, but his intention was to build up an army against the United States to take back his land. And the United States kept shutting him down and forcing Brigham Young to do other things like spread out to occupy all the land so that others could not occupy it. So Mountain Meadows Massacre, yeah. Mike Lee's ancestor, John D. Lee, purposely murdered that caravan because of those reasons. They did not want others on their land. And so this respect for marriage, the church has been doing this in Arizona. They did that test run in their state. They've already got it passed here in Utah. It was like quick and instant. And LGBTQ got fooled. Because the church isn't immediately saying, okay, now that this is approved, we can ban you. They've been kind of doing it with BYU. But, yeah, this is, you do things and then you wait until everybody forgets, and then you act, and then everybody who complains, you say, hey, you can't touch us, you can't sue us, the law. And so with this federal law, this was going to be for the whole nation, and this was atrocious. So I just, it's horrifying to read Mormons' comments, how they want to be evil. They don't care about the truth. They don't care about the one and only commandment of love. They're vessels of wrath and hate because the church has incited them to this, just like all the other branch-offs from Brigham Young. They're all haters. Even you ex-Mormons, you were taught by the church to hate. And so when I come and say, hey, Joseph Smith Papers says that Joseph Smith was innocent, you won't believe. And you send me the hate. No, I just had a guy the other week that was saying that I'm wrong, and he's done the research, and he knows that Joseph Smith is the bad guy in the whole story. And it's just, You're letting Brigham Young get away with it. Because Brigham Young is a branch off. He's not the true successor. And that's what you guys don't get. You attack me when you're supposed to be attacking Brigham Young. He's the one who lied to you. He's the one who had other people lie for him about Joseph Smith. And you refuse to believe the truth. Just like when you were Mormons, you refused to believe the truth. But something happened when you were a Mormon that caused you to leave. And so now we need to figure out what that is as an ex-Mormon. But not so that you go back to the church. That you use science methodology. That you use logical argument. So, that's it for now.